This is Steve Gelsi with MarketWatch. Well, it's Earth Day, and we're here to talk about biodegradable plastics. With us is an expert on the topic, Fred Scheer. He is from Cereplast. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Steve, for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here, especially on Earth Day.
Well, we've got a product that Cereplast makes. This is a cup made out of plastic based on corn, you said.
Yeah, it's absolutely correct. What we do is
it feels solid.
Yes, it's what we do is we basically make the resin. The resin is the building block which allow us, in fact, to make product.
And how long does it take for this thing to break down in a landfill? It feels like it would take like 100 years.
Let me give you, in fact, a little bit of education, if I may say.
Sure.
On this. Bioplastic is a term which is fairly generic, and in bioplastic you have different kind of things. You have what I call the compostables, which are products that will compost in a composting site in a short period of time, such as that product. You put that in a compost site, in basically 180 days, that product will have biodegrade, go back to nature under the form of water, carbon dioxide, and biomass. It's a beautiful product. It's safe for the environment. It's a product which clearly, in fact, is making a lot of sense. Then you have what I call the hybrid resin and hybrid products, which we are manufacturing, which are traditional, what I will call traditional polyolefin resin, traditional resin made of fossil fuel, in which, in fact, we inject up to 50% of renewable content. The idea behind that is that we want to create products that will work as durable and therefore, will stay and will last for a long period of time. When you drive your car, especially in moisture and heat and so on, you don't want your car to start to compost. So therefore, you want, in fact, durable plastics and durable bioplastic. I think that the things which is very exciting about bioplastic is the fact that if you look at the plastic industry at large, the plastic industry at large over the past 50 years has been the best success story of our entire economy.
Now, you're an early pioneer in bioplastics. Tell us how you got started.
Well, it's an interesting story. Yes, I'm a grandfather of this industry, if I may say. I've been in this industry for over 20 years, at a time where, when I was pronouncing the term biodegradable, people were looking at me and saying, bio what? Thinking that I was coming from another planet. Well, the reality is I probably was a visionary. But at the time, the cost of oil was fairly low. Now, the cost of oil being fairly high, clearly it has been helping everything. And I think that there is much more awareness toward, in fact, what we do.
You mentioned the price of oil. Now, oil is used to make most plastics, right? And if oil goes up to about $100 a barrel, maybe $95 a barrel, it's economically viable to use bioplastics instead. And we are going to see oil at that level, right?
Well, this is one of the things that I like to repeat to people, which is you're absolutely right. Our society is made of plastic. You have plastic all over, from the clothing that you have to your glasses to everything. Plastic is made 100% of oil. At the price of a barrel at $3 or $6, it's okay. At $100, it's a big problem. And parity, you're right, is somewhere between $95 to $110 or $120 a barrel. This is happening very, very quickly. Already today, I can tell you that some of the companies that are working with our resin are able, in fact, to sell product at Walmart at lower price than traditional resin. And clearly, it is something very attractive to us. What I believe is going to happen in the short period of time is that you will see a growth of this industry that's going to be absolutely similar to what we did for the plastic industry during the 21st century.
So you're saying, you were saying earlier, maybe 5 to 10 years it'll be mainstream.
5 to 10 years will be mainstream. If you look at the history of the traditional plastic industry, in the 50s, the plastic industry was about, I will say, a few $100 million. Today, it's $2.5 trillion. I think that instead of taking 25 years here, instead of taking 50 years, I will say this for the bioplastic, it's going to take about 25 years to grow into this very several $1 trillion industry.
Okay, Fred Scheer from Cereplast, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This is Steve Gelsi with MarketWatch in New York.